You start by checking your sitting posture. You keep your feet flat on the floor. You prepare your knees for controlled movement. You focus on slow rising and sitting.
You rise slowly from the chair. You keep your weight centered on both legs. You avoid sudden movement. You allow knees to stay aligned with your feet. You repeat the sit to stand motion. You build quad strength. You increase joint stability. You keep breathing steady. You aim for smooth, controlled movement. You guide your knees over the center of your feet. You reduce pressure on sensitive structures. You keep your form strict. You protect your cartilage during movement. You work within a pain-free range. You only lower to a level that feels safe. You focus on technique. You avoid pushing through discomfort.
You keep a light touch on the chair for balance. You focus on muscle activation. You track your knees carefully. You keep your spine tall throughout the movement.
You slowly increase your range. You aim for gradual progress. You notice improved strength. You keep each repetition smooth and even. You check your alignment each time. You prevent your knees from drifting inward. You stabilize your hips. You reinforce good habits with repetition. You activate your quads strongly. You feel safe, controlled pressure. You train your muscles to support your joint. You maintain focus during each rise.
You keep a consistent tempo. You avoid rushing. You focus on quality. You allow your knees to adapt to increased strength demands.
You start lowering the chair height. You challenge the muscles more. You increase joint compression safely. You continue keeping movement pain-free. You position your feet straight. You ensure equal pressure on both sides. You avoid leaning. You maintain proper distribution throughout the squat. You keep your chest up. You avoid collapsing forward. You support your spine with your core. You keep your movement steady and strong. You allow your knees to travel forward naturally. You avoid forcing them back. You let the motion follow your body structure. You preserve knee comfort. You prepare for future progression. You practice without weights first. You focus on safety. You build solid technique before adding resistance.
You introduce light weights carefully. You keep repetitions controlled. You avoid shaking. You strengthen your quads and glutes for better knee support.
You bring weights near your shoulders for balance. You keep your elbows tucked. You distribute pressure evenly. You stay stable on both feet. You feel your muscles work harder. You keep your movement calm. You maintain steady breathing. You train your knees to handle more load. You rest between sets. You allow your muscles to recover. You avoid overworking. You prepare yourself for another clean, controlled set.
You complete your final repetition with focus. You stay balanced. You keep knee alignment clean. You end the set with confidence.
You stand close to the step. You lift your foot carefully. You place it in the center. You prepare to push upward through the leg. You push through your lead leg. You rise without swinging. You keep your knee aligned. You focus on building quad and glute strength. You avoid your knee drifting inward. You maintain control. You reduce strain. You allow smooth pressure to build cartilage strength. You step down with care. You avoid dropping quickly. You lower with your muscles controlling the movement. You protect your joint from excess stress.
You switch legs mid-set. You build balanced strength. You use controlled motion. You maintain the same form on each repetition.
You place your foot firmly. You avoid unstable edges. You keep your heel down. You prepare your leg to support your full body weight. You build a consistent rhythm. You stay steady. You avoid speeding up. You give your knees predictable loading to strengthen tissue. You slow each repetition. You feel muscle control. You reduce irritation. You increase strength in a safe, structured way. You challenge yourself with a higher step. You increase compressive force. You build stronger muscles. You continue checking knee position.
You lower slowly from the higher step. You maintain alignment. You increase control. You train your tendons for improved resilience.
You pause for a brief recovery. You let your muscles reset. You stay relaxed. You prepare for your next round of controlled movement. You engage your quads fully. You feel stable pressure. You develop strong supportive tissue. You help your knees stay healthier. You use the railing for safety. You avoid pulling with your arms. You let your legs do the work. You keep movements slow and deliberate. You push through the entire foot. You avoid leaning forward. You lift yourself steadily. You keep the motion safe for your knees.
You improve your strength gradually. You keep movement patterns stable. You track your progress. You protect your joint as you grow stronger.
You lift one foot gently. You balance on the other leg. You engage your core. You support your knee with steady alignment. You keep your hips level. You avoid leaning, you stay tall. You let your stabilizing muscles protect the knee. You hold a solid support lightly. You prevent wobbling. You build safe confidence. You stay within your comfort zone. You keep the ankle steady. You prevent your knee from collapsing inward. You build better motor control. You strengthen your joint awareness.
You extend your balance time. You feel stable. You gain control. You improve knee joint protection through consistent practice.
You breathe evenly. You let your muscles settle. You avoid tension. You allow your knee to respond to subtle adjustments. You add small knee bends. You increase challenge. You stay steady. You strengthen muscles responsible for stabilizing the joint. You notice less shaking. You keep your gaze steady. You build confidence. You train your reflexes to protect your knee. You press your toes lightly. You secure your stance. You improve proprioception. You keep your body aware of its position.
You stay near a wall for support. You avoid risky situations. You maintain safe practice habits. You focus on smooth, controlled balancing.
You close your eyes to increase difficulty. You trust your muscle control. You let your body guide itself. You challenge your stability safely. You make subtle adjustments. You keep your knee centered. You maintain the line of the leg. You reinforce strict control in every repetition. You move your arms slowly. You raise difficulty. You keep breathing easy. You challenge your body without risking discomfort. You extend your hold time gradually. You reinforce muscle memory. You build joint stability. You maintain your focus on alignment. You switch legs for equal development. You stay consistent. You follow the same technique. You give each side fair training. You work in a bright, calm space. You stay relaxed. You control your posture. You help your knee build dependable stability. You practice daily. You create steady habit. You focus on improvement. You give your knees continuous training for better joint support. You use a simple focus cue. You maintain stillness. You avoid distraction. You let the knee respond naturally to small balance shifts. You see improved control. You feel steadier. You notice smoother corrections. You build a strong base for future movement. You add controlled knee bends. You train deeper stability. You strengthen supportive tissue. You stay inside a safe, pain-free range. You feel the lower leg working hard. You build strength around the joint. You train for better movement accuracy. You protect your knee from strain. You gain confidence. You stand tall. You maintain solid form. You allow the practice to strengthen your joint protection system. You hold perfect alignment. You keep the leg steady. You maintain pressure control. You help your knee remain stable under small challenges. You reach forward slowly. You raise difficulty slightly. You keep your core active. You build stronger joint support in daily movement patterns. You stay safe by keeping support nearby. You avoid risky falls. You work on stability. You repeat the movement with careful attention. You practice in calm, quiet light. You settle your breathing. You refine your control. You keep your knees feeling supported and stable. You observe tiny shifts. You feel responsive muscles. You gain better awareness. You train your body to protect your joint during everyday tasks. You align your entire body. You stay tall. You maintain leg stability. You strengthen your knee by improving whole body coordination. You relax your foot slightly. You release tension. You encourage smooth activation. You support the knee through balanced muscle work. You finish with steady posture. You maintain focus. You hold without shaking. You complete the exercise with controlled confidence. You rest after training. You let your muscles recover. You avoid overuse. You prepare your knees for continued improvement. You allow your knees to settle. You ease tension. You notice improved stability. You support long-term joint health through regular practice. You stand comfortably. You feel stronger knees. You understand how controlled training protects your joints. You commit to daily practice for long-term benefits.